Hey guys, okay, welcome to our team call tonight. I am so glad to see everybody popping on. This is great. Another Inspire Epic Change Gathering. And I am really excited tonight to have our guest with us, Rachel. And everybody calls her Pipes because I guess that's is that your maiden name?
It is my maiden name. I actually don't like it though. I don't like when people do that.
For you, because who knew? Glad I asked with everybody. So don't call her Pipes. Alan.
Yeah.
And she's oh wow, who knew? And she's joining us tonight from Texas. Now I don't know that I got where you were from in Texas. You might have probably told me, but I am going to look at that again. And so Rachel is from Houston. And her husband is Aaron. Her kiddos are Liam and Finn. She's a one-time elite, 5-star. Her team is Sculpted Brilliance. And she bought Shakeology when she met Leslie Cordes. Where did you meet her? How did you meet Leslie?
Through her like page. She actually posted a post about her insanity accountability group. And so we already had insanity. And so I was like, well, this is perfect. I was going to start insanity anyway. So I reached out to her. And
wow. Did you coach right away? Did you get it? Did you decide?
Yeah, so I signed up. I did the Shakeology. And the next day she saw that I was running these little weight loss challenges with my mom friends. And so she messaged me and she was like, hey, have you ever thought about coaching? And I was like, no, how much does that cost? And she was like, oh, it's just $39.95 to start and $15.95 a month. I was like, oh, okay, sure.
Oh gosh, what do you know? And look at you now.
Yeah.
Oh, it's exciting to go back in time and be like, what happened then? Oh my gosh, just think.
I know. Leslie's like, I need more Rachels. That was so easy. I was like, I need more Rachels.
Great post. I need more Rachels. I need more, more of all of us.
Exactly.
That's how that works. Oh, well, I'm so glad to have you tonight. And I don't want to spend too much other things. You're valuable. But I want to congratulate everybody who rank advanced today to Emerald Ring. And you guys are really doing great with your Team Cup points and your Success Club points. You're just really showing up, and I'm super, super proud of you guys. We have Team Cups in these months because generally sometimes these months are slower, and Team Cup really lights a fire, and you guys are doing a great job. So no complaints at all, you guys. So tonight, Rachel's going to talk about, and I called it pitching to your niche kind of when I introduced her on our team page, but she's going to talk about what it means to have your avatar. And that is your niche. Your niche is the person you talk to every day when you make those posts. And I think Rachel will, she's going to go over it, but how that really helps be specific and how you do create those posts, because you have to do that every day. You guys know that's part of our vital behavior. It's one of the, it's 5, I call them. There's 5 vital behaviors, and one of them is posting on Facebook all the time. And so we got to teach our coaches that is key to be consistent. So I'm not going to talk too much longer. Rachel, I'm going to turn it over to you. Do you want to do, are you cool with the grid, or do you want speaker view?
It doesn't matter. I'm going to do a screen share in a little bit anyway. So,
well, we're really excited to have you and look forward to just learning from you today. So,
yeah.
Okay.
So, all right, let's get started. Okay, so I have been a coach for like 2.5 years. And when I first started as a coach, I was like, Leslie told us that we're a very share-friendly team. So anything that anybody else posted, we could share that. And I definitely still do that on occasion for certain stuff, but I try to make it more my niche, my avatar, and things like that now, because I'm trying to attract a certain kind of person. And it's not just like, I'm not throwing my net out huge. I'm trying to attract like one certain fish, basically, which is like me. So I got something in my eye. So to do that, there is this avatar PDF file that I used, and I have, I'll send it to Mona. Or did I send it to you? No? No. Okay. I'll send it to you. But basically it's like you have to print it out because it's like a long worksheet. And it's going to take some time to like really delve into it. And there's going to be some of the stuff that you don't actually want to answer because it really does go into in-depth stuff. I mean, it even asks questions like, what does your avatar Google? Like, what is your avatar watching on TV? What does your avatar look like? What does your, whatever. And then it'll talk about, I pulled it up here. I can screen share it with you. Okay. So it looks like this, and you can kind of just fill in the boxes here. So, describing your person, like even all the way down to like exactly what she wears or what she does in her free time, what are her guilty pleasures and things like that. So it takes you a little while to go through this thing here and get this going. But once you do, then you actually have little bits that you're able to take back. So then I made this chick here. Oh, wait. Hold on. Okay. Can you see this thing right here that says Emily? No? Okay. Let me stop sharing and I'll start sharing again. All right, here we go. Okay, now can you see this? Emily? Okay, so here is my avatar. Stop. Okay, is it bigger now? Yeah, okay. All right, so here's my avatar, Emily. And so here are just like little attributes that she has. So she's happily married. She's a stay-at-home mom of 2 kids. She's a boy mom. She left a teaching job to become a stay-at-home mom, and she feels like she lost her identity in the process. She's struggled with her weight all her life due to an emotional eating disorder. She's trying to get under control. She feels out of control sometimes and turns to food to get that control back. Loves reading for fun. Mostly a homebody, but does like to go out with the girls every once in a while. Oh, man.
Rachel, did you go away? Here. We're going to have lost her for a minute, and that's okay. She'll be back. Let me get her back. Hold on. If not, we can talk about, let's see. I know that Jessica did it. There she's, I think she's back.
Sorry.
Don't be sorry. No, it is the internet. It does.
Terrible. It's terrible. I don't know why it's so bad.
Did you go away because you were there. You were there and you went, oh no. And then you like clicked yourself off.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, because all of you guys were frozen and it said that my internet was unstable and everybody else was frozen. So I thought that you couldn't see me.
Oh no, it may do that. Is it your internet or mine? Mine is.
I'm sure it's mine. Oh, it's been pretty terrible lately.
Zoom is. You're great. You're good, and we are all good.
Okay. All right. Let's try to screen share this again here.
Good.
All right. Can you see Emily?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So she likes spending a Friday night catching up on the DVR. So she's a homebody. Like, she likes to plan out things but has trouble following through. She really wants to work on that. Feels inadequate as a mom sometimes because she isn't Pinterest perfect, blah, 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 blah. So you write down all of these things. So at this point, you have your avatar. So now every single thing I post is related in some form or way to this avatar. So if I posted on Facebook today to get engagement about Fuller House because it's going to be Friday tomorrow and I'm totally going to sit at home and watch Full House on Netflix all night. But that's okay because while I'm doing that, I can be messaging people. So that's okay. That's somebody that I would want on my team. we have that in common. I share clean eating recipes that are really easy for the boys to eat. I make little videos of us doing workouts, and I share that on like a couple of groups that I'm in. I talk about how much I like to read and like what kind of books do you like to read and those kind of things. And so because of that, and then when I talk about, like when I do my fitness related posts or I do my emotional posts, I pull in the fact that I have an emotional eating disorder, or that I've struggled because I didn't really want to work out today, but I did this and this to get it back in check, and whatever the case is. And that has had people message me almost every time I do it and just say, oh my gosh, that post like really spoke to me. Like, wow, that's amazing. Da, 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 da. And it's because we have a good amount of people on our team who are like me. And that's all of us, like all of our team, as in like a whole big, huge, everybody that's underneath somewhere under Leslie. There's just a lot of us out there that have those struggles. And so what you say to somebody like actually fits their thing. So I would suggest, here's your action steps, I suppose, is to get this PDF file and print it out. And you're going to have to actually force yourself to do it, because there's literally one question on there that specifically says, you don't want to do this, do it anyway. And it really happened. Like I read it and I was like, no, I don't want to write that down. But once you do it and you kind of step out of that comfort zone, it's just really cathartic. And, oh, can I pull up Emily again? Yes. Hold on. No, I'm pressing all these buttons that don't matter. Okay. Here, there's Emily. And you don't have to do this, but I like this. Like you can actually print her out and like frame her and put her on your, desks. That way you see your person. And it also doesn't have to be Emily. I like the name Emily. And there's a funny story to that. When I was in college, I was in a statistics class, and there was this older lady that sat next to me, and we had to sign out the roll every single time we pass it down. So I always would sign Rachel Pipes, and I would pass it to her every day. And she would always turn to me afterwards and be like, Emily, did you get that workout? Like, did you get that work done? Can you show me your homework and whatever? And so it finally got to the point where I was just like, I like the name Emily. It's fine, we'll go with it. And it wasn't until like the last day of the year that somebody was like, hey, Rachel. And she turned around and looked at me like, have you let me call you Emily this whole year? I was like, it felt like that whole Chandler Friends thing where I couldn't not do it at that point because I didn't want you to feel awkward. And I like the name Emily, so that was fine. And so I went ahead and kept Emily, but you can have a different person as your avatar, obviously. And I just pulled these bullet points off of the thing. And so like for this, like Google's quick workouts to do at home on her time, I did this before I started Beachbody. So I thought that like if I add that in, then that reminds me that I can make a quick video of like me using a chair to do a workout, or me using one of our little balls to do like abs, or me doing something on the stairs, or something like that. Something that somebody that doesn't have the money to purchase a program from us would be able to do, and then that builds that relationship, that trust with that person. So I feel like I didn't give you enough information. So if you have any questions, let's just go that route. I'm much better at answering things than I am at talking.
No, it was great. I'm not muted. No, that's great. So I have a question related to the avatar. So we've got a lot of leader coaches on this call, and most are new. Most have been with me for a long time, and we're recruiting. I mean, we're really trying to build teams. How would you take your avatar, Emily, and create a coaching post from her?
So I would like write out your story, write out your thing. And actually I talked to corporate about this a little while ago. I was talking about how I get a lot of women who are overweight and still wanting to work on their bodies and their journeys and all that, but they're not ready to share that with other people yet, like I was. Like, I didn't care. I just started sharing. And so I kind of talked to corporate about that, and they were telling me, you know, like, that was your story then. Now your story is here. So stop asking for these people. Stop asking for the people that are unhappy with their bodies and are unhappy with themselves and don't love themselves and things like that, because that's where I was. But now I am learning to love the body that I'm in, and I'm working on learning those things and that kind of stuff. And so these are the people that I want. So when I do my coaching posts, I'll say something like, I'm looking for more Rachels. I've used that one before. So I'm looking for more Rachels, and I'll say, I want, you know, stay-at-home moms who are ready to, you know, continue making a change in their life, or who have been not getting the results they want at the gym, because that was me. That was my thing. Or who, you know, whatever. So you just take those bullet points, and what do you want in a coach? Do you want a coach that's actually going to go after it and do what you tell them to do? Of course you do. So say that. You want them to be coachable. If I tell my coach to do something, I want them to do it. I don't want them to give me some kind of like BS response on that and be like, okay, fine. So, yeah, so these are the things that I put in my posts. But I'll tell you that I honestly get, like, a lot of my coaches come from groups that I am in and things like that, where I am just being myself. Really? And attracting the people that are me.
What kind of groups are you in? What groups? What? Totally switching the conversation. What kind of groups are you in? Like, what do you like? What is Emily in? What kind of groups would she?
Yeah, so Emily is in planner groups, book related groups. I actually run a couple of groups, which has been super helpful. Wow. So I love Harry Potter. Like, I have like 2 shelves of Harry Potter up there. Like, I'm a huge fan. So I was like, you know, I'm just gonna make my own group. Like, we could just reread Harry Potter and then we could talk about it, right? Yeah. So I did. I started posting that I was in Harry Potter. You know, I was gonna do a Harry Potter reread, invite all your friends, and they did. So we have like 300 or 400 people in this group that are just, you know, and then I just go through and I add those people as friends because they know who I am. And then I also have a Sugar Pop Challenge group, which is another reading group. And so basically all I did was I said I was going to do this challenge. Who wanted to do it with me? Invite your friends. And they did. So
Meredith's really excited. She's right there. She loves pop sugar. So she can talk because she looks like she's about to.
I'm a total nerd. I just need to be in your groups to like join in. I'm like a total book nerd.
She won't take your people's. She's legit.
Yes.
No, it's fine. Go ahead. You can join. It's like Sugar Pop Challenge 2016 or something like that.
Yes, I love it. I've been doing it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's so funny. But see, that's what I'm saying. Like, you just find the things that you love and share that with other people. And then you find those things. Sugar Pop is just, it's off of a website, some kind of a website, and they do a book challenge every year. And it's basically like, you're basically reading 40 books, but they give you guided options. So in my post for that was super easy. Like, I just wrote it all down in my thing, and I put a picture of like what each of the topics were. And then I was like, who wants to join?
That's great. Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah. So then from those groups, and then the thing is that these groups are not related to Beachbody at all. So I don't feel like all weird asking in other groups that I'm in if they want to join these. So even the people that I don't necessarily talk to every day in like my planner groups, for instance, I can post in that planner group, I'm doing a challenge for this, who's interested. And there's a lot of Harry Potter fans, and there's a lot of Sugar Pop fans, and whatever the case is. And so then they want to join. And so I just say, awesome, I'm super excited that you want to join. Add me as a friend, and I'll get you added into the group. And then now you have all these new friends.
That's great. I haven't heard of it done that way. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it takes a lot. Actually, I just did a call on groups for Sharon's team on Monday. So I actually made a PowerPoint for that. So I can pull that up real fast, and then you can at least look at it. It's totally going another way.
Yes.
Because I talked about in there how there's a lot of people that get added into, or they add themselves into groups, but then they aren't sure what to do, and they use it as a way to just meet new people by not really being themselves. Like they'll just ask engaging questions like they would on their personal page or things like that. I don't do that. I actually get in there and I am just myself. So it takes time. It takes more time than you would normally do, like you would normally spend. But I think probably about 75% of my team has been from groups.
Oh, wow. That's
so. All right. So I actually basically just said, like, you know, build actual relationships, like be prepared to spend time in these groups, cultivating actual relationships. And then I have some sample posts. I'm in a fitness group. And so I talk about hammer and chisel here, and I talk about what I'm doing. And I actually posted this on my personal page too. But I don't say anything like, I'm a Beachbody coach, just sign up with me. Who wants to join my next free group, or who wants to join my next whatever? Like I don't ever talk about that at all. I just share what I'm actually doing in life.
This is within a group though.
Yeah, and this is in a group. This is in like a fitness related group. Yeah.
Okay.
And then this is in a makeup group. So I ask a question here, and, you know, just kind of like I share like my funny side, because I said that like this bar was making me totally super dry. So either I'm turning into a lizard, or whatever this bar I was using is making me dry, you know, that kind of thing. And so there's like a whole bunch of people that commented on that post. And so then I can go through and I can actually talk to those people. And if we have a good conversation going, then I'll add them as a friend. This is another little book group that I'm in. So I said that, you know, asked me to post a shelfie. So I posted like my bookshelves.
Oh,
and so then this girl was like, oh, I'm looking closer because we have the same, you know, books. You're like my book spirit animal. And I was like, oh, ha, ha, add you as a friend. I mean, like, it's just that, you know, like it's that simple. Or like, this is something that I posted in a planner group. And I was like, this is, you know, my empty mission board or whatever. So now I have that as my like breadcrumb. So now I can actually go through and I can fill out my mission board, and I can put on there that I'm going on a free cruise, that I've lost X amount of inches with hammer and chisel, that I've done this and that, whatever, that I'm adding this many coaches or this many things. And I can put that in and be like, okay, this is my March mission board. And then at least have people interested in how are you getting a free cruise? What are you doing? You know, and that kind of stuff. And so then I gave them some action steps, like what are 5 things that you actually really enjoy doing? So are you a book lover? Do you like cooking? Are you a nurse, a nursing mom, a single mom? Are you in school? Find groups that not a lot of Beachbody coaches are in, because some of them are just totally inundated and they already have their group, I guess you could say. Mm-hmm. And then just get in there and like actually comment on some of the stuff. You don't have to post something every time. Like you can just comment, and so that they actually see your name and make funny remarks and things like that, and go from there. I actually, like, this one planner group I'm in, there was 2 girls that got added shortly after me that are both coaches, and one of them knew me from my speech at Summit in 2014. And in this group, it's like very like whatever. And I kind of have a bit of a potty mouth. And so I was like, F this, F that, whatever. And she posted on there. She's like, "Oh my gosh, it's Rachel! I saw your speech at Summit, and you were just so inspiring." And I was like, yeah. But it is what it is. So I was like, yeah, I'm not normally like that in business stuff, but so
I feel like we just got a whole other special thing. That was really cool. I hadn't thought of starting your own group like that. That's fantastic. That was really, really neat. Megan was asking what Pop Sugar was. It's a reading. It's a list of books that you can read throughout the year, and I think it is from Pop Sugar, the site.
Sugar Pop. I think it's Sugar Pop, sugarpop.com or something like that.
That's it.
Angel also asked me where you make your avatar. So I'm going to actually share the PDF with Mona, and she can put it in your team page. And it's just basically like you fill out it's like a questionnaire and you fill it out. And I made this avatar. I made Emily in PicMonkey. I mean, really easy to just add her in and do different stuff like that.
I know that Jessica really. I know that Jessica did her avatar a long time ago because she really was trying to focus her business, and she really got specific like that. But we have so many new coaches on our team that this is so. And I think this is just so valuable because it is so easy to get lost in Facebook land. You just don't know where to turn. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes, and I just think that this is fantastic. And having that. Those specific questions that are going to be hard to answer is good for us because we got to push ourselves out of that comfort zone. We got to know who our people are, right?
And you don't have to spend all of your time making these personalized long posts about how blessed you are or how blah, 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 whatever. They can be off the hand posts once you learn who your avatar is. And then you just sprinkle in those big ones. No one wants to sit there and read 47 paragraphs from you every single day, but they do want to hear the this, that's, and whatever. And then they're willing to read this long post because they feel like they'll just learn you even more at that point.
Great point. I love it. That is so true.
Don't let it overwhelm you. Well, crap, I'm supposed to pour my soul into every single Facebook post ever? No. But I mean, you can do a video where you drink a whole bottle of wine.
Yeah. And okay, does this transfer, and I know we're going to wrap up so you guys can all get on with your evenings, but is this transfer to Instagram too, Rachel? I just think of you as the Fit Diary, so just in my mind, because I started following you as a new coach when I was new.
Oh.
I found you and I was like, this girl, she's funny, she's smart. I went on Instagram and I don't do Instagram very well, but I followed you there. So I've been watching Rachel Allen for a long time, and so it's been really cool to see you.
I feel like Instagram is a totally different thing.
Okay.
I know we don't. And it's mainly because you have to you just post pictures there, so people aren't really interested in reading long stories. I feel like that's more of a page, personal page type thing.
Does Emily exist on IG? Is Emily on IG too, though? You're Emily?
Yeah, I mean, she's there, because a lot of my IG posts come from my page posts or whatever. So I'm not too over. I don't reinvent the wheel. I don't, nothing like that. I'll do a lot of copying and pasting from each social media network, which some people say not to do because anybody that's following you in all three doesn't want to see that. But honestly, I don't think that everybody sees everything on Facebook, and they might see it on Instagram. So it is what it is. So I will do call to action posts on Instagram occasionally. They definitely don't get as many hearts as my funny posts, but people are seeing them, and and there's some people that do Instagram full time and they do direct messaging and all that stuff. I don't do that very often. Like I said, it's very time consuming. Yeah.
Sure.
So
you have to have a mission for it, for sure.
Right. Yeah. So my mission is more like my light page right now.
Okay, well, that's a whole. I don't even have a like page. It's horrible. I need to get one. I tell my coaches, y'all go get a like page.
And you're like,
I'm all right. Well, let me just quickly unmute everybody, and it's probably going to be crazy noise, but just see if anybody has any questions. Does anybody have any questions for Rachel?
I have a question, actually.
That you have or anything like that?
I do.
Jen does.
Can you hear me? I feel like it's like craziness. So like with the avatar stuff, I feel like, and maybe it's just because I'm like still kind of newish. Like I feel like then I'm like closing out the opportunity to like a bunch of other people that like could be potential people.
You know,
Like, right now I want like everyone.
Yeah, and that's totally fine. And the thing is that they're probably not going to, like, you're going to attract the people that you're going to attract no matter what. And it's kind of like what some people are like, well, I don't want to post too much about Beachbody on my personal page because what if I anger somebody and they defriend me? Well, at that point, like, I'm just like, that's not the person I wanted to attract anyway. When you first get started and you're using your warm market, that's totally different. And those people already know you and they trust you and they understand you. And so they're still your friends somehow because of something that they relate to you in some way, right? So it's not until you get into your feel like your cold market where you're wanting to like streamline who you want to talk to. And that's not to say that like, if somebody like comes to me and they're like, I am this, and this, which is like 3 things that Emily is not, that I'm going to be like, sorry, I don't work with you. But it does mean that like, if they do match Emily, then we're going to work better together. Like they're going to get me when I say this, or I'm going to get them when they say that. Or if I have to push them out of their comfort zone a little bit, I know how to do that because I know Emily. So that kind of thing. So don't let it deter you from also talking to, you know, the Sarahs and the Jessicas and the Brittnys, but, you know, streamline your stuff because who knows, the Sarahs might like the recipes that you've posted from Emily, but they don't really care about the emotional eating side of it. But that's okay because the recipes are there and that's still adding value to them, and then they're still interested, if that makes sense.
That's a great question. Anybody else have any questions before we wrap up? And thank Rachel for coming from Houston. Where's Megan from? Where's she? Where's Megan Fisher? Where's she in Texas? Do y'all know who Megan is? Okay, she's on our team. Okay, Meredith.
Sorry, I'm muted. She's from Dallas.
Dallas. Oh, okay. All right.
So that's like 3 hours away. Texas is huge.
We may never meet. Okay. All right. Anybody have anything? Well, I tell you what, Rachel, thank you so much. I mean, this is something that I even need to do. You know, you think you know who your audience is, you think you know who your niche is, and you just, it's hard to remember when you're in the moment and you haven't planned out your post or whatever. This is going to help people really figure out what to say every day. And like you say, it doesn't have to be an in-depth story about yourself every time when you know your avatar. And right. I love that. That's going to help me. So, all right. Well, I just really appreciate from the bottom of my heart. I'm going to just make sure that nobody's all right. No questions. One picture, please, everybody. All right. I'm going to get ready. All right. One. All right, you guys, thank you so much, Rachel. We really appreciate you, and your it was just really, really good. And I'll get that PDF and put it right there. Okay, all right. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much.